Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Since I think it's been about a month since I posted my summer language goals, I figured I would give you guys an update on what I've been doing, how I've been doing, and as you might be able to tell from my language goals spread, I did finish some goals, not that many, but I don't know, I think for 1 month into this list I'm doing quite well. Like, I also started a bunch of other goals, so far I think I'm happy with what I've done, but let's see what I actually did do. At the beginning of the month I mostly did Japanese, and specifically on Duolingo I did a lot of Japanese. My goal was to get to level 15 and I'm currently on level 16, so I definitely managed to accomplish that one. Apart from like Duolingo, I also worked a bit from my workbook. I think I did about 2 chapters, but I really noticed that there's a lot of vocabulary from the first book that I don't really quite remember. So whenever there were like exercises where you had to form sentences in Japanese yourself, it was sometimes quite hard because I couldn't really remember the right vocabulary. So I've also been continuing with the memorize list for like the vocabulary from the first book, and I think, like, I don't really remember where I was at. I think I did like half of all those words when I made my list, but now I'm at the point where I only need to do 100 more words, I think, and then I'm finished. But I just need to repeat them many more times before they really stick in my head, because they're like, a lot of them I do really remember by now, but there's also quite a few that I just keep forgetting. I don't know. So I definitely want to finish that memorize list this summer and also do more in my Japanese workbook, but I think that might be more something for August, because I'm not going to have much time for language learning in July because I'll be going on a trip. In August I'll have more time, and I think like in July, before going on my trip, I want to kind of focus on other languages, which are mostly German and Russian and Georgian and Armenian, which is still way too many, but we'll see how far I go with that. So for my other Duolingo goals, I've been doing a lot of German because I really want to finish the complete German tree, but I've realised that the German tree seems much bigger compared to some of the other trees. I don't think the French tree is as long, or like the Japanese tree is also quite short. So when I started doing much more German again, I realised that having like doing the whole tree as a goal, that's a little bit too much maybe, because I wanted to finish the tree before I'm actually going to start my workbook. But I feel like by then, I feel like right now my level is actually already good enough to maybe start the workbook. So I do want to get to like the bottom of the tree basically, but I don't want to get all the skills to like the crown level 5, like continuously doing the same skill over and over, because I just want to do that over a bit more time, like a bit more spread out, because otherwise I just don't feel like it's that useful to constantly be repeating the same thing like in very rapid succession. But I've definitely been doing a lot of German, and I've already noticed that I feel much more comfortable with my German, and I actually ended up making a video in German, which was also one of my goals, but I figured that would be more something for like the end of the summer. But I was actually feeling quite confident about my level. Like, I know I make a ton of mistakes, but I do feel like I can say something in a way that people can at least understand maybe what I'm trying to say, and at this point that's enough. So I did make a video. It's very short, and yeah, I don't know, it's just very short, but I don't really mind. It's just a really good start, and I'm sure at some point I'll make longer videos, but for now I'm just really happy that at least I did try it out, because whenever I try to speak a certain language that I feel like I can't speak that well, I'm always surprised that my level is actually higher than I thought it was. So I should just do that more often, but I don't know. My other Duolingo goals were to get Italian to level 13. I haven't done any Italian so far this summer. I also wanted to get Danish to level 10, and I also haven't done any Danish this summer. But I did do some Russian on Duolingo. My goal was to get to level 10 and I'm currently at level 7, so I need 3 more levels and that should definitely be doable this summer. But I'd like to do that before my trip because Russian was like my reason for learning Russian was going on a trip, and I felt like it would be a good second language to know. Like, I know I can't really learn Russian to such an extent that I'll actually be able to have a conversation by that time, but I don't know, it's just a good motivation, I guess. So I want to get to level 10 at least in July. For my reading goals, I wanted to read a French book, a German book and a Swedish book. I have started a Swedish book, which is Mio min Mio by Astrid Lindgren, and this is kind of, it's very fairy tale like. I'm not that far in, I think I've only read like 40 pages or so, but I am enjoying it. Like, I really do like this fairy tale like story. I haven't read anything for German yet, but I did read this really short book in French. It's the like 101 Dalmatians, like from the Disney, like the Mickey book club or whatever. So these are always like really short books, but I have a bunch in French, and it's just really nice to have like a short book in your target language, because I didn't actually, for French I already knew I wasn't gonna read like a full-length novel. I just wanted to read something short. I think last time I actually read a Tintin comic, and that was also just the perfect length. Like, it wasn't too much of a commitment, because with French especially I just feel like there's so many words that I actually need to look up, because like with Swedish or German, whenever I encounter a new word, very often I recognize it from like either the other language or my own language, so that makes it much easier. But with French there's so many words that I don't even recognize, so I actually have to look those up, and that just takes way more time. For my workbooks, I wanted to start German tutor, and I haven't done that yet, but I do feel like my level might be good enough right now to start it, so I might get to that soon. I haven't done anything with my Swedish textbook. I haven't actually done anything with Swedish at all this summer so far, at least I think, because I wanted to get to level 10. Yeah, we'll see how that's gonna go. I think Swedish is also gonna be for August. I don't think I'll do much Swedish in July. For Japanese, my goal was to finish the Japanese from 0 to book, and yeah, I've only done 2 chapters so far, so that's probably gonna take a while, and I don't really know if it's gonna happen, and I don't think I'll focus on it much in July. For watching, I wrote down that I wanted to watch 5 Swedish programs, watch a French movie, a German movie and watch a bunch of anime. And what I've done so far is I watched a French movie. I actually watched this one, Intouchable, and I should probably have watched something else because I've seen this one already at least 5 times, but it just such a good movie. But yeah, I watched it without subtitles this time, and it was quite difficult. Like, I knew what was going on because I've seen the story so many times, but like to actually follow the dialogue was quite hard, because like in French just all the words just string together, and like in this movie especially I felt like lots of people were kind of mumbling, so it was just really hard to make out individual words. But I don't know, it was still good practice I guess, and I could still understand what was going on, so it was still really enjoyable. I also started watching some anime. I watched some episodes of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and by now I'm enjoying it, but like the first episode was very much like a lot of action, and I just felt like there wasn't really that much of a story yet, but like in the next few episodes the story kind of starts to unfold and it got more interesting, but it's still not really my favourite show, I would say. I also started watching an anime that was on Netflix. I think it's called Violet Evergarden, but I'll check. And I don't know, I just started watching it because it looked really pretty, and that's definitely one of the things I like about it, the way it looks, and it's just very like calm, and it's a bit of a like, it's a kind of strange story because it's about a girl that has fought in a war and she comes back and she's kind of lost touch with her emotions, I guess, and it's about her gaining back those emotions or something like it. I don't really know how to explain it well, but I just really like the feel of it. It's really calm, peaceful and pretty, and it's just one of those shows that I can really watch after a busy day, because I do also really love like hardcore sci-fi or fantasy, or like mystery shows, but those are also often the type of shows that I can't really watch after a really busy day, because I'm just so like drained of energy and I just want to watch something with not too much conflict. So this is a perfect show for that, I feel like. And another one of those shows that's perfect to watch at a moment like that is Usagi Drops, which is about a guy and his grandpa dies, and it turns out that he actually has a really young daughter, and everyone is kind of ashamed of her and doesn't really want to deal with her, but she needs a new home and he volunteers to take her in. So he kind of like has to figure out how to be a parent, and it's just really sweet and cute and light-hearted, I feel like, while still dealing with an interesting topic. So it's, I don't know, I like it. It's really happy and it's just good for moments like that when I want something that's not as heavy. So that's basically what I've done so far, because from like all my miscellaneous goals I haven't really done any of those. Like I started the memorize like Japanese vocabulary list, so I'm working on that one, but I didn't actually finish any of those. So yeah, this is basically what I've been doing so far. I'm quite happy with what I've done, and especially with German I feel quite good that I actually managed to make a video. Even though it's so short, it's just nice to kind of sort of feel confident. Like I can't really say that at this point I'm really confident to speak German, but just confident enough that I can actually put out a video in German. I don't know, that was really good. So that definitely is like the biggest accomplishment so far, I feel like. Let me know how you've been doing with all your summer language goals, and maybe I'll see you next time. Bye!